What's up, all my Power Ass crew? Today's video, we're going to do something a little more fun, interesting, but yet still educational. We're going to crack open a brake booster. Now, what goes on inside of a brake booster? We all know that, whenever you push on the pedal, and all of a sudden you come to a stop or you slow down, whatever the case may be. But what is it about the brake booster, and how does it work that gives you that added braking capability? We're going to figure that out today. Now basically what we're going to need to do is probably just cut these out right here, because those notches sitting up inside there. Yeah, you look at it, you think, hey, wait a minute, I can just turn this a little bit and it'll come outside these grooves right here and just pop right open. That's probably true. Don't know how cooperative that's going to be. I may take my hammer and peck on it right there and see if I can make it move enough to do it. But the problem is, back inside this diaphragm right here, there's a spring inside there. I'm not 100% sure how strong that spring is, so I may pop that thing to get in position and I'll have a projectile shooting somewhere. So that's one thing we got to watch. Oh no, it's not going to be that easy, because right here it has a angled one right here that's got it locked in place. So I may have to shoot. I just get the plasma cutter, cut this rascal open, see what happens. I'm telling you, people, once you go plasma cutter, you can never go back. Now that we've got all them little tabs cut back to where we just take and fold them back this way to release the tabs inside there, I'm going to point it this way, because again, I'm not sure how strong that spring is, so we don't need no hostile projectiles going anywhere. So I put my glove back on. Not knowing really what I'm in for, I'm wearing a glove and eye protection and stuff like that to be sure I ain't getting pelted. I've got it pointing that way, for one, for keeping me hitting me, two, for hitting the camera. They'll probably land in the middle of my neighbor's yard somewhere and he'll wonder what the heck I'm doing next. But he's used to me doing weird stuff. I've almost got them all folded back now, and I see a little bit of separation going on now. Maybe this ain't the one. Maybe when I release this one, it won't go like a rocket. I have no idea. Well, so far, so good. Okay, we got them all. Now it's taking pry it a little bit, so if we can get it separated from the case. Looks like we got a little bit going on here, holding it back. I rest my case. There we go. So here's that part that it went flying, but it didn't go far. And don't know where the spring went. There it is. It landed underneath the pumpkin at 8.8. Kind of a stout little spring. Okay, so we got our diaphragm here that flexes back and forth. And this is where the push rod goes in here. Your master cylinder sits out here. This sits like so. Master cylinder bolts on here. This is where your vacuum hose is that goes to your intake. And see, that pulls out. We got a little bit of a mechanical connection there for the spring. So if your brake booster was to go completely out, whenever you push your brakes, you still got a mechanical connection between the push rod here and here, so you still got brakes. Of course, when I push down on here, this is where your brake pedal pushes, right here. When you push on your brake pedal, this gets pushed in, pushes on the diaphragm here. Kind of reminds you of a big old speaker cone. And then our diaphragm separating. There it goes. Ooh, gross water. That's not supposed to be in there. There we go. Well, it was sitting outside for a little bit, so ignore the water. That wasn't the issue. My dad dropped this off to me because he changed it out. This came out of a 96 Model S10. And he dropped it off, said, hey, if you want to take this thing apart for your videos. He laid it behind rust bucket here, and it got rained on a few times. What was going on with his truck, his S10, is that whenever he would push the brakes, sometimes he had brakes, sometimes I heard a very loud whistle, and it would like lose a little bit of brake pressure, which meant sometimes this vacuum signal inside here was losing its vacuum. Okay, so we had this little clip right here that was sitting down over top of this right here to hold that diaphragm, the back end of the diaphragm in place. See if we can get to back this diaphragm off. Get this diaphragm off, should I say. We got that. Now I have no idea where it was breaking vacuum at. Let's see. Now what else we got? Does that come off? Yeah, it does. Then pull that off. Push that on through. Has plenty of junk and moisture in it. So what we got here is a dual diaphragm setup. You got this diaphragm here, then this diaphragm here, which doubles your vacuum power that is being fed in to that hose that's over on this cover. And that kind of brings up another point too with your Jeep Wrangler YJs, is that a lot of people will take the brake booster from a later model YJ that has the dual diaphragm brake booster and change it out on the early model ones, put the dual diaphragm on the early model ones, which has a single diaphragm, which kind of, I guess in a way, doubles your braking power. Now that we've got this thing disassembled, let's simplify the explanation. We're going to ignore the fact of two diaphragms, okay? We're just going to work with one single diaphragm because it's acting as a divider between two different air signals. Air signals mean you got vacuum on this side, because remember, this plate right here is the front side. It was sandwiched on like this. This is where your hose is connected to your engine. Therefore, you've got a vacuum signal on this side, which is constantly pulling on the front of this right here in certain situations. Now, inside here, we have valves. Watch right there real close. Pushing it, pull, push, pull. Those valves inside there, what they do is, right now, this is pulled backwards. This spring right here pulls all this stuff right here back, and your brake spring and your brake pedal as well pulls this back, which has got the valves situated to where you got vacuum pressure on this side, vacuum pressure here, and now you also got vacuum pressure here. Since you got vacuum on both sides of the diaphragm, what have you got? you've got equilibrium. Equilibrium is when you got air pressure the same on both sides of the diaphragm. So therefore, this diaphragm, this plate, is not pushing or pulling. Now remember this part right here that was inside this? This is where your little push rod is that your master cylinder bolts on here. So right now you've got no brakes. Oh, I say no brakes because you're not using your brakes. So okay, now you need to slow down or you need to stop. Whenever you push your brake pedal, it pushes in this piston here, pushing this rod, which watch right here. See that? See that move? Push on your brake pedal. It pushes that valve. Now what does that do? Remember I was talking about vacuum pressure being here, and you had equilibrium? Well, now you no longer have equilibrium. What you got is vacuum pressure on this side, atmospheric pressure on this side. What is atmospheric pressure? You're watching this video right now. You're sitting there watching it on your computer, your TV, your telephone, or whatever. The air you're breathing, that is atmospheric pressure. So, again, push on the brake. You change your signal. You got vacuum pressure here, atmospheric pressure here. So if you got vacuum on one side, positive pressure on the other side, what happens? This is getting pushed forward. Remember, this right here is where your push rod is for your master cylinder. So if this is getting pushed forward because of the extra vacuum signals in front of the diaphragm, atmospheric pressure here is pushing this forward, along with your pedal being pushed with your feet. This is getting added assistance from the vacuum signal, from the atmospheric pressure pushing on this plate forward, which gives you more added pressure here on the push rod going into your master cylinder. So it's all about where your air pressure is in front of your diaphragm and behind your diaphragm. Cruising down the highway, you're not using your brakes, the valving is open, allowing vacuum pressure here and here, because it's a state of equilibrium at that point. You push your brakes, you want to stop, it changes the valving inside here. Now you've got atmospheric pressure here, vacuum pressure here. You no longer have equilibrium. The pressure is different from this side to this side. So when you no longer have the equilibrium, you got positive pressure on this side, it pushes this forward and applies your brakes. And I personally find it very interesting how they work. I mean, you got a series of diaphragms, whether it be one diaphragm, two diaphragms, whatever, that uses air pressure in front and behind the diaphragms to amplify pedal pressure. I mean, you put X amount of force down on your brake pedal, that vacuum signal, when it changes on one side of the diaphragm to the other, amplifies your pedal pressure, your foot pressure. I think it's pretty interesting, but I'm kind of a nerd for physics, so hey, there you go. I kind of like that stuff. So if you got... Now, does that diaphragm kind of remind you of a flat cone subwoofer? What I keep thinking anyway. Peace out. Later, y'all. Now remember, if you'd like to learn how to work on your own vehicles, whether it's Jeeps, cars, motorcycles, or learn how to use tools that you're not familiar with, be sure to subscribe to my channel because that's the type of videos I do for you guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, cool comment down below. Peace out. Later, y'all. That sun is right square in my face. It's doing everything I can to hold my eyes open. Peace out. Later.